You are listening to the On Purpose podcast. Honor the Brave was founded by retired law enforcement officer Jeff Wolfgang and his wife Xana after Jeff was injured in the line of duty. It's their way of giving back to the first responder and military community through real estate. If you're a military or first responder, past or present, buying or selling a home, Honor the Brave connects you with trusted realtors nationwide and gives back through their Brave benefits. You receive an amount equivalent to 10% of your agent's commission as a thank you. An additional 5% goes to a charity you choose impacting first responders or military families, and you'll receive a handmade wooden flag honoring your service. Visit honorthebrave.com. We've got your six. What's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the On Purpose podcast, and welcome to July 2025. Full-blown summer here in the Northern Hemisphere. By far, honestly, my favorite time of the year. If I could do summer every day, all year, maybe mix me in a week of fall, a week of winter, and a couple weeks of spring. I'd be pretty dang happy because I love summertime. I love long days, sunshine, hot temperatures, getting outside. It just makes life easier, in my view. But those of you that love winter, there's a place for you too. Just go inside and turn on that AC, cool yourself down a little bit. Trust me, it'll be, if you're up north, winter will be here back before you know it. But I want to thank all of you for being here. It's an awesome privilege and pleasure to show up with you each and every week. And this week, I want to talk about something that kind of hit me in our travels. I was out teaching a leadership class, and I was kind of struck by a conversation I had. But before I do that, I want to thank all of you who have gone over to Instagram and liked our page, who have been following us on YouTube and subscribing and sharing there. Without your support, quite honestly, it's just me talking to a camera and sharing my own thoughts. But with you, we're creating a movement around the world, and that is to inspire, uplift, maybe remind people of promises they've made to themselves or things that they want to do before it's too late in life, right? Get after it today. So I want to thank you for helping us spread the word. And those of you that are joining us and haven't done that, please take a minute before we get to the conversation. Go over, like, subscribe, share, comment. Something as simple as commenting on Instagram posts or LinkedIn or YouTube videos helps us reach more people. It helps the algorithms push our content out, and that's what we're after, is not to be the biggest podcast in the world, but I want to be the most impactful. I want to be the one that people go, man, on Thursdays, I know I'm going to have some thinking to do. I'm going to have some listening, some thinking, some reflecting. Maybe I'm going to have some conversations with other people. Maybe I'm going to open my mind to new ideas, things maybe I didn't think might be true, but now I'm intrigued. And without you guys, we can't do it. So I want to thank you for those of you who have done it, and those that haven't, please take a moment and hop over and get that done. And now let's get into, I want to talk about how awareness can turn everyday leadership, everyday moments into a lasting impact, right? A lot of us are leaders. Matter of fact, I'd argue all of us are leaders, whether you're leading your family, people at work, leading yourself, right? We're all engaged in leadership of some kind. And too many times leadership is quantified and qualified by the end result, the metric of whatever we're measuring. Did we achieve or did we come up short of the thing? And a lot like life, if we focus our day-to-day on what we're trying to get, we can miss all the small moments that happen around us that are actually making up the story of their life. So, backstory, I was recently teaching a class, and leadership, 2 different levels, and in the second group, we've really been working on their mindset and really trying to retrain them to quit looking for everything that's going wrong and recognize the good stuff around them, right? Too many employees only hear from their bosses, only interact with people when they made a mistake, when something didn't work out. But all the other 90% of the time they're doing a really good job, they don't hear much about it. Or they do through an annual awards program or some employee recognition mass deal, but they're not specific to them. And what I've found in my studies and travels is that People want to know specifically how they're contributing. They want to know specifically that when I do my job, you recognize it and that you validate it and that I bring value to you as a human and to the company as an employee. So one of the ways I like to reach people is I have, just things to think about. And I finished that class with a quote. I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. Right? For bonus points for all you listeners out there, shoot it in our comments. What TV show is that quote from? I'm not a big pop culture guy, but I love that one. So again, the quote is, I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. Right? So I proposed that question to the class. And one of the guys in his late 30s just looked at me and kind of shook his head. I was like, what are you thinking? And he said, none of this is my good old days. My good old days are already behind me. Right? Think about that. That's a guy in his 30s. If you just do the math on average life expectancy in America, he's like halfway through, maybe a little less. But he's telling himself he's as good as he's already, as good as he's going to be has already happened. Now, what's the rest of his life look like? Is it just maintaining status quo, declining, right? Because there's an argument, if you're not growing, you're declining. That's a lot of years to just be in steady decline. So I looked at him and I was like, what do you mean? And keep in mind, he's worked his way up to a leadership position, but he's telling me the good old days when he was doing the line level job. That's what he reflects on the good old days, not his ability to impact the new generation of line level workers, not his ability to impact the future of the company, the international company that he works for. So what does that tell you about his mentality? What does that tell you about what you could expect from a boss, a leader who doesn't think that they're still in their good old days, that he's not reflective enough to know the moments around him are going to be impactful and meaningful to somebody else? Right? How often do we as leaders in companies, leaders in life, move so fast that we fail to appreciate the people, the conversations, and those random fleeting moments that actually make up our journey? Right? We spend years focused on climbing, achieving, executing. And I've seen this time and time again when people leave what they're doing, when they move on in life to whatever's next, they spend a lot of time telling their war stories, telling you how good it used to be and wishing they would just have savored it a little bit. And it's not the monumental things I want to savor. It's the moments, the coffee breaks, the conversation around the refrigerator, the lunchroom breaks, the jokes, the laughing when something goes wrong and it's humorous. You see, the key to being excellent in leadership, excellent in life, in my opinion, isn't always about doing more. It's not always about pushing forward. It's not always about reaching another goal. Sometimes it's about stopping, putting your feet down, putting your mind right where you are, and look around and enjoy the people you see, the process you see, the environment you're creating. Right? Because it's not the things that we take with us in our life. Denzel Washington talks about that. He has a quote, right? That you've never seen a Hertz pulling a U-Haul to a funeral. It's not about our things. It's about us and the people around us and the moments we get to choose to be present, to listen, to recognize the good in somebody else. Right? The relationships we build, the challenges we go through together, the lessons we learn individually and as a collective are part of the greater story. And the ironic thing about human nature is a lot of times we won't know it while we're in it. You won't know that's a good old day, that's a moment that's going to stick with you the rest of your life until you're through it. And now you have perspective and time to reflect backwards. So if we think about that for a minute, right? Like maybe today's my good old day. Maybe it's not, but maybe it is. But I guarantee you this, it's the last best day you have right now, right? Today is the best today I can ever have. It's going to be better than yesterday, and it's not quite tomorrow. It's the best today. If I think that today is the best day, and I think this conversation I get to have with you is going to be the best conversation, and this interaction I'm going to have over here is going to be something I'm going to remember the rest of my life, what energy would I bring? What skills would I bring? Would I listen? Would I ask questions that allow you to go deeper? Would I probe more of what you know and spend less time defending on what I think? See, the challenge for us, I think, is really simple. Be present. Stop being on your phone. Stop multitasking. Be present. Recognize the human in front of you. Recognize the moment right now. Engage with the people around you, not just as coworkers and colleagues and employees and subordinates, but as people whose life stories are intertwining with yours. And as they write their life story, what character are you going to be in it? Are you going to be that forgettable person that they don't remember because you didn't invest in them, you didn't take time for them? Or are you going to be the person that's the subject of conversation at the dinner table every night because you created such a poor environment for them as employees that they go home and just vent to their family? Or will you be that boss, that coworker, that friend, that random stranger they met and they didn't even know your name, but they'll remember you forever because of how you made them feel? I don't think it's that complicated. I don't think life is this big mystery that we're always scrambling to solve. No, a lot of times it's about just stopping and letting your mind, your heart, your ears be right where your feet are. Because one day, we're going to wish we can go back. And when that day comes, let's make sure we've lived fully enough to appreciate the moments we have right now. Right now. So my challenge to you this week, as we kick off July, we enjoy summer, is don't go through your family barbecues wishing you were somewhere else. Don't go through the pool day just hoping the lifeguard's going to blow the whistle so you can get the kids out of the pool and run them home. Remember, whatever you're doing today is a moment in your life. And if we flagged all our moments and said, hey, Jerrod, you're going to remember this one, you won't remember that, but you'll remember this and this and this, what would I do differently? And because I don't know that game, I don't know how it's going to work out, I can increase the odds of creating meaningful moments for me and those around me by slowing my life down, slowing my days down, and being present where I stand. Be present. Recognize your moments. Engage with people as people. Remember, you are a character in their life story as much as they are in yours. And just remember, you might end up wishing you knew you were in the good old days before they're actually gone. All right, have an awesome week, everybody. Like, subscribe, share, and continue living life on purpose. Have a great week. And remember, team, life is far too short to live any other way than on purpose. We will see you all again next week.